everybody, it's Kristin and happy Topic Tuesday to you. For Topic Tuesday today, I have my top 5 palettes currently. I say that because I reserve the right to change my mind as things kind of come and go. This is a pretty difficult one for me to do. I've had it on my list for some time and have had some recent requests for this. And I haven't done it because you guys know I love palettes. That's just kind of one of my things. So asking me to choose 5 of them is kind of like, you know, I'm not going to compare palettes to children, but it's just hard for me. They're one of my favorite things, obviously, since I do the whole 4-look 1 palette video. At any rate, I did narrow it down to 5 of them, and I have 2 kind of honorable mentions. So, well, let's just get into it. The first one, and these are not in any particular order. The first one that I have on top is the Kat Von D Saint palette. And I think of these palettes that I chose, this is the only one I've not done a 4-looks 1 palette with. So I may do that. I haven't quite decided. It might be a little bit tricky to do. But so here is the palette. The reason that I like this palette is because I think that this, understand that I have blue eyes. I think this lends itself well to blue eyes. There are some warmer colors in there. This particular color right here, and I'll just see if it tells me. I think it's Downtown. I think that's the name of the color. And it's just, I don't know. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color. There you go. I'm not sure what that swatch is below that, but so anyway, the shades in here are gorgeous. They apply very, very well, and they're so smooth, very blendable. And this palette has a dark matte brown, which is one of the things that I really like in a palette. It does come with a liner. That doesn't really matter to me so much because 9 times out of 10 I take them out or they sit in there and I never use them. But it also has a really gorgeous taupe, which is right here. But also I'm going to show you this matte brown, and that is the only matte color in it. So that's the color right there. Do you see how blend? I just want to make sure that showed up on there. It's very nice, doesn't go on patchy. Sometimes matte colors can go on very patchy. This one doesn't go on patchy at all. So my first choice for one of my top 5 palettes of all time currently would be the Kat Von D Saint palette. The next palette that I chose is the Lorac Pro palette. I'm certain that that's not any shock to anybody because frequently when people ask me, what palette should I get? I'm deciding between this and this. If one of the choices that they're giving me is the Lorac Pro, 99% of the time I will suggest that. I feel like this is such a versatile palette. Obviously, and I realize that I'm going to be repeating information you already know, but some people maybe just happened upon this video and don't know the information. So the top row in the Lorac Pro is all mattes, and the bottom row is all shimmers. None of the shimmers have any extra glitter in them, which I really like. For me, for my age, for my eyes, I don't want all that extra glitter. The colors are gorgeous. It gives you all kinds of options from the most subtle neutral eye to deep smoky to starting with a neutral eye and then later in the day building it up to a deep smoky. I just think that there's lots and lots of options in this palette. Absolutely one of my favorites, hands down, worth every penny. So, and I have done a 4-looks 1 palette with that, which I will link below. If I've done a 4-looks 1 palette with any of these, listed below. My next choice is my Naked, Urban Decay Naked, the original. I like all 3 of them, but if I had to choose one forever and ever amen, it would absolutely, would beyond a shadow of a doubt, be the first one. I just used this actually on Easter Sunday. I'd gone back to it. This is probably the palette I have the most, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, probably not, but the most dips in the shadows. I've used this the most of all of my palettes. So if I had to probably pick, it'd be a toss-up between this and the Lorac Pro. But again, lots of options in here. The only drawback to this one is that there's no matte brown, which I really like in a palette. And there's only the 2 matte colors, Buck and Naked, but Naked original. Okay, the next choice that I have in here is the It Cosmetics. There's a really long name for it. So it looks like this. And these are the colors. And again, I've done 4 palettes and or 4 looks, 4 palettes, 4 looks with this one and a review. I do a review on all of them at the end of my 4 looks. This has a gorgeous taupe. It has a matte brown that's a little more mid-tone, but I can make it work. I can mix it with the black to get a little bit of a deeper color. And it even has a couple of pops of color that you guys know I don't use all the time, but it's nice to have those options. This color right here, this garnet, is just gorgeous. Let me just. Just such a pretty color. Do you guys have that where you when you have a palette, there's maybe 1 or 2 colors in it. You like all of them, but there's 1 or 2 that just makes you go, ugh. That's one of them for me. It's just so pretty. Okay, the last palette, and this is the one that I have on my eyes today, is the Lorac Unzipped. I tend to like this more in the summer and fall for some reason, but I broke it out today. Those are the colors. And again, this has a mix of matte and shimmers, which I really like. And these are a little bit different. I think that's why I like this palette, is that these are warm colors, by the way. If you don't like warms, you will not appreciate this palette at all. Definitely warm colors. They blend very, very nicely. I feel like this video is a little tricky for me to do because I don't want to give you information that you've already gotten, but I also don't want to give you no information. I'm not sure why I decided to swatch 4 of those for you, but I did. So those are the 4 that I chose to swatch. And then let me just grab one of the mattes. I'm going to grab Unspoken. And that's right there. Very nice, very blendable, not patchy in the slightest. Just really enjoy that. So the 2 honorable mentions, and I have done 4 looks, 1 palette with both of these. The first one is the Sigma Warm palette. I believe this is back in stock. I'm not positive. But I had somebody tell me the other day that this was back in stock and it's still said out of stock, but if you clicked on it, you could put it in your cart. I'm not really sure what the scoop is with that, but this one I just last week or the week before did a 4 looks 1 palette with this one. This one is it's just a really nice, I'm just very impressed with these shadows from Sigma based on their last trial of shadows. But aside from this one that has a lot of follow up. But anyway, honorable mention there. And then the last honorable mention, this one I really had a tough time not actually putting in my 5 palettes. And this is the, whoops, sorry. This is the Stila. Mine is called Naturalize, but I think it's called In the Light now. So again, this is a really nice matte brown in it. Right here it has a nice matte black. Has some kind of different colors based on, and then it has this nice little color here, which I'm sure has a name. Night Sky. You can get a lot of different looks out of this one as well. It's great for travel. Also, that one came with a little bit of a liner, so that is a honorable mention as well, an honorable mention as well. So, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. And I will run down quickly what I have on my face for you today. I have the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Serum Foundation. Review coming on that probably next week. For blush today, and I already told you that I have the Lorac Unzipped on. For blush today, I have a combination, one of my favorite combos of all time. Nars Cream Blush and Penny Lane with Nars Luster over the top of that. I have the Sunstone Bronze. Look at how teeny tiny. And then on my lips today, I have MAC's Innocence, which looks like this. And then just a little bit over the top, I have the Lipglass in Purr. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.